Hello, my lovelies. Jenny O here, the author with no last name, and welcome back to Calico Pawsome Edition. Last time on Calico, we finished up the sweets tab by making cinnamon rolls and boba tea, and I showed you the flan and how I'm still trying to figure out how that one works. So we are going to move over to the savory tab, and we are going to make coffee and bread today. And they are all stale because, hey, people like coffee, and I had the bread out and they liked the bread, so they took all the bread. So let's make some coffee and some bread. Now, coffee has a base price of 100, just like it used to in the previous edition, and bread also has a base price of 100. So, we won't know what our last time I made a silver quality bread and silver quality coffee. It does not take very long to make coffee or bread, so we might actually get to the croissant today. So that might be fun. Alright, so let's start making some coffee! So what we need to do to make coffee is we need to get up to the other shelf, to the shelf with the some of the dry ingredients, I don't know if we want to call this the flavor shelf or what, but this is where the coffee is. So we need to pick up the coffee using the left click button for the keyboard and pour it into the grinder by once again just holding down the left mouse key. You can then drop up the lid and you need to go down and pick up the coffee grounds and put it over into above the coffee. And then what you can do is you can pour the coffee by pressing down into with your left button, and it will go off, drip down into the cup. Now, from here on out, it will be paused. Your timer is paused for you to decorate your coffee. So let me reset this. So this is resetting your coffee. Now to change the size of the drip, what you'll be using is your scroll wheel, and the farther down it goes, the smaller it is, the higher up it is, the bigger it is, and you can use your Q key and you'll have milk, and if you use the E key, it will turn into chocolate. So now, because I do a citrus themed cafe, previously I had the citrus themed design, but if you can make a heart or a kitty cat face or whatever you want with it, or a leaf. So let me just redo the citrus again. So what you do, you're just gonna hold down on the left, click on the left key, and it will just left mousing, and you'll be able to pour your milk out onto the cup. And then I'm going to switch to the chocolate. And I'm going to put chocolate in here on the inside. And it's, maybe it'd be better if I had a controller. I would have a little more, ability. And just cover the inside as much as possible with chocolate. And then, you see, as you put the chocolate will expand when, if you hold it still in place. Okay? And of course, the longer that this takes, the more darker the milk gets for some reason. So you're supposed to be doing this as fast as possible. And then we're going to put in the middle, we're going to go back to the milk with the Q. We're going to put a circle there, right there in the middle. And then we're going to take the milk and we're just going to go like this. We're going to try to make some, little lines to represent the orange peel here. And this one, though, I'll put in 6. For the other one, I think I had 8, but that's okay. It's okay to be a little different. Alright. Then you just hit P to finish up. And it'll show you your coffee, and there you go. We have a citrus-themed coffee. And once again, this is 47 seconds, plus however much time it takes to decorate. 17, so you got a score, a silver-themed coffee. That's not too bad. Wonder what's happening with our camera there. Alright, so let's make some bread. So to start the bread, we need to collect the ingredients and toss them into the cauldron again. Well, that's kind of what happens, you know? So we need... Oh! Well, we don't need to be over here. How silly of me. Alright, so what we need are the yeast, which is up on the dry ingredient spice shelf. And then everything else we need is on the other shelf, the dry ingredient shelf. So with the elevator, so we go over here, and that the yeast is now bouncing around in the cauldron. So we can go over here and we can grab the flour, put the flour. Of course, bounce off the top of our cauldron. Well, pour the flour using the left mouse key into the cauldron. And I like to, once again, I like to take it up to the cupboard, put it away, put it out of the way, grab the next ingredient, and jump back down, just to keep our counter kind of clean. This might actually, take some microseconds off. I don't know. I don't really, the fun part is doing the recipes. I'm not really too worried about prices here. Alright, so let's put the oil into the cauldron, pour again, get back up, woo, dripping oil everywhere. And aren't these little drips and drabs and the little snowflake things for the salt and the sugar really, really cute? So really nicely done. Oops, gotta get a little closer because the salt is a little smaller. There we go. And now, so now we have to mix it. So let's get the salt out of the way. We have to pick up the bread mix and put it into the mixer. And jump up on top of the mixer to start mixing it by using the books. I don't know where the books came from. Maybe the books come from the other shelf over all the way over there in that side of the kitchen where the coffee machine tends to hide. So we hit space to get the merry-go-round turning, and as soon as it hits the paw at the bottom again, we'll hit space again. And the more precise you are about it, the more points you will get. And the faster it will turn. Alright. Now, Calico has come to help us, and he's going to knead the dough for us. Not very hygienic. So what you do is you left click to get on top of him like you're a little mouse, and what you're going to do is you're crawling around looking for places to scratch, and what they don't tell you is what you're looking for are these red looking electric lightning bolts. So you're scratching him, and he will find a scratches meter. You'll start filling the scratches meter, okay? And then you'll have to go find the next place where the lightning bolts are coming out to fill the scratches meter again, so he will keep kneading. Now so the little lightning bolts start out as kind of white, and then they will become red and bigger. Alright. And then they'll disappear, and you'll have to like roll your camera around trying to find them next. Okay, so it's over here in the back. And if you can keep him happy, keep all the scratches meter filled, he'll just keep kneading, so he'll keep kneading faster. It's right over there. Not too far away. Just being able to see it. So it just keeps moving around the cat. There's no real, it's kind of in a random way. So you will find if you don't find it fast enough, you'll lose your scratch meter, but that's okay. I mean, unless you're really, really, really intent on getting a gold meter here on the bread. Okay, so got the scratch meter back up, and oh, and sometimes it's just being able to see it kind of before it turns really red is, you know. Oh, it's moved again. Alright, so as soon as he's done kneading the bread, you will automatically stand up. And here's the Easy Bake Oven. We need to throw the bread pan into the Easy Bake Oven and go run along the mouse wheel. Now remember, the bread pan will automatically reorient, so you don't have to worry about that. You just need to throw it there. I like to run back and forth on the wheel to bake the bread. If you want to try to slow down in the middle, that's fine. And you might get an unburnt a notice that it's not burnt. So to add to your score. So here we had a 5.5 minute time with a score 127, but we have some kitty shaped bread. Yay! Alright, I think we have time for one more just because the coffee's so fast. Let's make the croissant. So the croissants take about 5 minutes. So once again, we're collecting ingredients to toss them into the cauldron, but this time we do need butter and we need the milk, okay? Butter is very important. Alright, butter for our croissants. If we don't have butter, they will not be flaky, laminated pastry. So once again, you can toss the butter down onto the floor where the mice will catch it on the trampoline and throw it and bounce it for you onto the next counter. Now we also need the yeast, which is up on this shelf with the tea and the coffee and the chocolate. These aren't chocolate croissants, they're just regular croissants, so we just need the yeast. Come on. There we go. Yeast into the cauldron, and then you can run over and grab the flour and the salt by using the elevator to get up into the dry ingredients cabinet. You're just a little tiny mouse person. Here we go. Flour in, run it back and go get the salt. Oops. No, I don't need the oil. I need the salt. Give me the salt. The oil probably would have taught me to nudge the salt over. Okay, and because the oil is smaller, we do have to get up closer to the cauldron to pour it by holding down the left thing. So once you've finished with that, it will, for the croissants, it will bring out a huge lump of dough out onto the counter. And my milk was in the way, so we need to move the milk out of the way. And what you're going to do is you're going to hop up onto the rolling pin, and you are going to use the WASD keys or the arrow keys to move the rolling pin back and forth. So just keep you'll want to keep a side view with your camera, and then it will bring over a flour bag of what I guess is melted butter. So you need to run along the croissant butter that you've rolled out, which already has butter in it, and layer more butter onto it, because with croissants you can just, there's never enough butter. Okay, lots of butter. The butter is what's making those lovely flaky layers, okay? And then that's done, so you can drop it and it will disappear. And then then you will be rolling up the dough and tossing it onto the pan. So you will left click to roll it up, left click to pick it up, and left click to toss it onto the pan. There we go. That one's better. We'll go grab the other one in a second. So left click, make sure you're oriented in the right direction, and left click. Simple enough, right? Ah. And it's so close, there's no point in trying to toss it, being it's so close. You just can come over here and just drop it down with the right click. So now we get to pick up the pan and throw it back into this easy bake oven, which showed up again. What do you know? So toss it up into the oven with a left click, and then come over here to the mouse and the mousy wheel and run back and forth on it to bake your croissants. You want to try to do it evenly, and they'll just get, and as they get done, they'll give you points. So, and with the bar, there we go. We have an unburnt bonus of 38. They've come out, and voila, you have finished up your croissants. So the score is a gold score, but my time is still bronze. But so I've got a silver star on the croissants. Okay, we got 3 things done this time. Yay, go us! So next time, we'll start working more on some more of the savory stuff. We have bagels and muffins and scones. So we'll see how many we can get through. We'll probably only do about 2 next time, just because coffee is so fast. Alright, thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves. Bless, and I will see you in the next video.